I'm 44, 6'2", 110 kg, dad of a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. After a recent string of big life events, accepting we couldn't have children, foster training, illness, suddenly getting pregnant, my partner nearly dying during childbirth, traumatic birth, my partner nearly dying 2 weeks after childbirth, our business failing, miscarriage, 2 short notice, high pressure career changes, and now into a high stress job. Oh my goodness me. Everybody is now safe and healthy, but I think in a moment of madness and probably in an attempt to exercise some sort of control, I signed up for the Lakes in a Day 50-mile ultra. I'm not fit, never been a regular runner. I was in the army many moons ago, but I'm basically going couch to 50 mile in 6 months. Yes, I am ashamed. And yes, your heart's right to sink and your eyes are right to roll. I've started training. 1 long run, 1 park run, 1 hill reps, 1 run or quick hill walk, 1 strength. I'm not asking you to condone an objectively unwise course of action, but it is happening, shit or bust. I'm hoping you might have some advice on the mental approach for a much slower mover at the back. It must be a strange thing for someone that runs to the standard you do to contemplate, but imagine someone going into a 50-miler aiming to beat the grim sweeper and just finish. Do you have any advice, tips, tricks that might help maintain the mental strength just to keep moving? Any tips or tricks for Neil?
Hi, Neil. Obviously, massive year or two that you've gone through, and yeah, condolences for all of that. And I totally agree. Getting out in nature, getting moving can be absolutely brilliant for mental health and just give you that sense of control a little bit and feel like you're investing in yourself mentally and physically. So great idea. And sometimes you need big, hairy, audacious goals to excite you, to make you change your life up and do it the hard way. My priority would be just time on feet and making that measurable, and just trying to get that up during the week as much as you can. So whatever you are at the moment, how much time are you actually spending outside moving, if it's walking or running? 50-mile ultra, you're going to spend a lot of that time walking. I like to call it move with intent. So you're still trying to get somewhere. You're not just strolling around. You're on a mission. You might be walking significant periods in all realities. So it's accepting that, which is totally fine, and lots of ultra runners do. It's a kind of unwritten rule of our sport. It's a kind of dirty secret that we spend a lot of time walking, really building it pragmatically and sensibly, progressing your time on feet through the weeks that you're outside moving on terrain that's as similar as you can get it to the race, and definitely moving. I've actually spent some time lecturing at Bangor Uni with some postgrads that are training for a marathon, having never run a marathon before, and trying to learn mental tricks in the classroom, and none of it works. You have to bring it out into the fields. You have to let the rubber hit the road. So there's loads of mental tricks you can do, but you need to bring them out and practice them in the real world when you're in pain, when you're uncomfortable, when you want to go home. Chunking is a massive one. It's probably the number one. I would think all ultra runners have really strong methods of chunking. It's just not thinking about how long you've got to go. Can I get to the next mile or the next 5 mile or the next check station? It's really investing in chunking. And disassociation is one that I use. It's just trying to maybe float out from behind your own head and look in on yourself and just be really appreciative of the amazing thing that you're doing and just let that discomfort go for a little bit. Any mental tricks that you try, you can read them in a book. They're not going to work unless you bring them out and start using them while you're out there, and building that time on feet would be the thing that I would say concentrate on above and beyond park run, hill reps, sessions, anything else. 50-mile ultra, it's going to be about volume for you. So that would be my advice.
You should be able to get on course, actually. Wonder if Neil is still living in that area. So yes, you can definitely get on the course and then chunk it, like you said, chunk it down. It could be checkpoint to checkpoint. I use that, say, a little 100, and be familiar on that course. Again, yeah, if you're still in the Lake District, you can become very familiar. When it's going really bad, I visualize the sacrifices that I made, and I've got to make all that time worthwhile. I've got to, wherever it is, I've just got to get to the end if that's the goal for that day. Yeah, I do think about all the time away from family, the money I've spent, and all those things, yeah, just to keep me chugging on. What about you two? Obviously, Trish and Eddie, massive journeys that you've both been on many a time. Any tips or tricks?
I'd just like to say, Neil, huge respect for putting yourself forward. And from the off, mate, you 100% have the mental strength to do lakes in a day. I mean, look at the stuff you've endured mentally. That's a tough time. You're not getting through that without having some resilience, without having some mental strength. So 100% you're going to do lakes in a day, mate. You're going to go out there, you're going to tab it out, and it's going to be fine, okay? You've done way worse stuff.
Soldier to soldier. You're going to tab this out.
Way worse stuff, mate. You're going to tab it out, no problem, okay? Back yourself, okay? Back yourself, Neil. You do what you're doing. You're doing your long run. You're doing a park run, which is getting that heart rate up. You're doing some hill reps, a good hill walk, and that's going to be okay to get you through as long as you're consistent with that. The key to training is consistency, so stick with the consistency with that. Really, mate, one of the key things I think about when I'm going through a tough time is I always get inspiration from the people who are chasing the cutoffs. I just think the people who are chasing cutoffs, who are, fighting the grim sweeper at the back, I have the utmost respect for. I think they're the toughest people out there, the toughest people doing ultras for sure, because they are out there for, constantly battling. So, don't underestimate your mental strength and your ability. You've just got to stay consistent for the next 6 months. Keep working hard, keep that consistency in, and you can tab this out. You can tab this out, when you get to the downs, stretch those legs, you will be okay. You just have a bit of back yourself. You've been through worse. You're going to do this. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like Russell said, the time on feet is crucial. It's the consistency that's going to get you through this. Consistency, and absolutely back yourself. Don't allow yourself to think you can't do this. Yep, it's happening. Shut a bus, get out there, smash it, get it done. Can't wait to see your medal.
He's terrified now. Neil's like, oh my God, I cannot do this now. Neil, I was going to say exactly what Trish said. When you've been through some really traumatic life events, it gives you this is terrible to say, but use that strength of the terriblest of lows. Use that strength that it took you to get through. It will never be that low. Even if you're puking over your poles, 25 miles in, you still got 25 miles to go, you're in a named storm, you will have such strength from going through all that all three of us have just gone, we don't know what you're worried about. You're made for this sport. You've got such endurance. And with the army background as well. Only thing I've got to add, a great tip for anybody approaching their first ultra, anyone doing any ultras or super experienced ultra runners, is just control the controllables. Control what you can control and don't worry about anything else. And controlling what you can control, that can be anything. It can be to do with your training, but it also can be doing the mental side of the race as well. Okay, so you're being sick. What can I do? Okay, so I'm really slow. Okay, I can see the sweeper. What do I need to do? I need to just move that little bit quicker. Okay, my trainer's rubbing. What can I do? I need to stop. I need to put some tape on it. Control what you can control, and your body will get you to the finish, and it will get you through the training as well. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, Neil. This is meant to be something that brings joy to your life and helps you. You've got a 1 and a 3-year-old now. Holy cow, you need to get out and do some training to give your dad a bit of headspace. Enjoy it as well. Try and enjoy the journey a little bit. And as Trish said, when it's Lakes and Days in October, isn't it? Right, we'll be waiting the next day for that medal on the Facebook page, and hopefully that will help spur you up. Trish will be there, and she will be so sad if there's not that medal.
I will. I'll be waiting.
Don't make Trish be waiting.
Hunting you down, Neil. I'll find you.
Neil, we've all got you. We've all got your back. You've got this. Good luck with the training, and let us know how it goes.
Good luck, Neil.
Good luck, Neil.